Good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure to have in this session with us Mr. N. Murli. Sir is the Vice President Marketing of VedaVac Systems Limited. We welcome you, sir, to this Thought Leader series session. And I also welcome our
Thank
Vice
you.
Chancellor, Professor Dr. Madhuvine. Sir, I'll request you to initiate and say some words of wisdom to all our participants.
Yes. Good morning to N. Murli Kishore, my colleagues, Dr. Amit Joshi, Dr. Sanjeev Malviya, and other colleagues, and buddy managers. I think last week you had one session on industry awareness. Now today again, how to convert industry into a business is a good topic chosen by uh, our team, and N. Murli has given a topic wherein he will be initiating, and this will be more helpful for the students just completed their SIP, and also the junior students. They also know that how to set up a business and how the awareness of the business. And I'm very thankful to N. Murli Kishore. He's my classmate in BS. We studied in Hyderabad. I'm very thankful to him who had accepted the invitation to be with us today and talk to our young buddy managers who are going to be starting their industry or business, whichever thing they wanted. With this, back to Sanjeev Malviya.
Thank you, sir. Our students know it. Just to share it with Mr. Murli, sir, it is under the leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, that ICFA University, Dehradun has made significant achievements in last almost, I think it's 2018, we started, to the last 3 or 4 years. We have been ranked amongst the top universities, both in India as well as globally. In India, recently, a few days back, we have been ranked among the top 100 universities by the Indian Institute Ranking Framework. We have both ICFI Business School, Dehradun, and ICFI Law School, Dehradun have achieved significant rankings in this Indian Institute Ranking Framework. Not only at the national level, it is under his able leadership that we have ICFA University Dehradun has been ranked amongst the top 50 universities globally. And it is done not only by one single ranking agency, it has been consistently done by almost all the major ranking providers globally. Right? The World University with Real Impact rankings have ranked us amongst the top 50 in 2020. In 2020, it is Times Higher Education Impact Ranking. 2021, the ICFA University Dehradun has again achieved a significant ranking. It has been ranked 45th. And we have earned Global QS Gauge Elite certification. So there is number of achievements and accolades coming to this universities over last few years. Uh, for all my students and all the participants, I'll brief you about our keynote speaker, Mr. N. Murli. He is a highly experienced business leader in IT consulting and is handling turnkey projects as the Vice President Marketing. He has got almost 4 decades of rich experience in the field. He is an experienced professional in IT automation, engineering automation, business development, covering business process alignment and value additions. His illustrious career spans in information technology and engineering, where he has worked with some of the best global and Indian companies. A dynamic individual with a continuous learner who has moved from being a sales engineer to SAP consultant to the present position as Vice President Marketing. He also has a rich international exposure in developing international tie-ups in domain environments in Asia Pacific, Middle East, USA, and South Africa. He is the member of Federation of Chambers of Commerce for Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. I invite Mr. N. Murli for guiding the upcoming young management professionals through this session on business awareness program. Over to you, sir. Mr. N. Murli.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanjeev, for giving actually fantastic information. And to be honest with you, my experience is one part, but the most important part, the way what you have shared actually information is so valuable about the ranking of the university. Thanks to ICFI as well as IBS for this opportunity. I'm ever grateful to you all. And for each of the participants, actually, my sincere thanks to you for joining for this actually session. And thank you very much actually for a very good introduction by Dr. Buddhu Vinay and Dr. Joshi for doing actually so much amount of activity to enable this program to be in order at the time. I'm so grateful to you all, sir. I shall try my best. Actually, I've been given 60 minutes time. And my congratulations to ICFI for actually being the top company in 2018 out of 100 and 50. And the way what I could see, the progress is actually going more and more so well. And this gives a good quantum of motivation for us to progress these achievements, these accolades. And I wish you all the best. Keep it up. And I'm very sure we will be on the rising spectrum at all times. And now I request actually to start off. When you want me to start, I'll start, sir.
So yes, you can. Please go ahead, sir.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay.
We are all ears.
Many thanks to you, actually. What was happening was why I actually took this program importantly. I was actually working for quite some time then in industry, and I moved into this team. I was primarily involved in turnkey projects, and then I moved into product sales, then services, and I was a consultant, as you very rightly said, as a SAP consultant. And that point of time, I took actually back operations as a marketing person and for ERP environment. Before this, it's my time to actually share about my company as well a minute's time. I'm working for a company, Vedavak Systems Limited organization. This company actually headed by Mr. Durga Prasad. He is the chairman of our organization, and Mr. J. Murli Krishna. He is the managing director of this organization. And he has got very good exposure. Actually, Durga Prasad has got very good exposure from finance point of view. He's a chartered accountant as a professional, and Mr. Murli Krishna has got good exposure with regard to information technology. We were one of the companies in India where we have actually got the BAN ERP contracts in the beginning, way back in 1998. We did very good implementations. Then company moved into building up revenues into the financial services. We support one of the largest banks in India. We have about 3,500 CSPs, customer service points. We do micro banking, and we support actually the largest bank like State Bank of India and other banks. That's the present status, is one of the key portfolio of the business of this organization. Apart from this, actually, I hold 4 divisions for this company, for which we also have a Veda Retail, which has started recently through actually portal. We are playing a role, and for all the provisions and all that, actually we take orders and we do the deliveries. And plus we also have a couriers. That's one stream of operations for the company. And I hold the portfolio for IT consulting, where resource consulting operations, the skill-based areas for all the software professionals. We do the deployment of these consultants on contracting mode as well as on the permanent hire, full-time hire as well. And apart from this, spares business is one where we're looking for most of the manufacturing companies. They have got a lot of actually spares within the organizations. We are trying to bridge the gap between the needy organization, the organization which has got good quantum of stocks of spares which are unused. And that gap we are trying to bridge. That is one of the divisions what I drive. And plus corporate programs is one of the areas which I actually hold the portfolio. That's one of the reasons which I was looking for. Thanks to actually ICFI and IBS for having given me this opportunity. And this program, business awareness program, is the reason why I was looking for. Probably most of them, you all are, the students may be already aware of this information, whatever actually I'm going to drive. But the catch was when I was playing a role in developing SAP consultants, people used to come with a domain experience of 5 years and professional experience with regard to masters in MBA and other streams. They were having some amount of gap. The clarity of business was a gap, actually, what I could see. And I was looking, that is the gap to be filled for most of them. Not that they are not aware of business, but how to visualize business. I could see some amount of gap. And for our students, I feel they may be already aware, but still, in case that gap is there, I try to fill it up and just to share. And especially for the first year students, That's the focus. And second year students, if they already visited the industries, they already have the exposure, kindly bear with patience, because when I'm driving this program, it could be a repetitive information for you all. So this is actually for the first year students, because they have to have the clarity about, because they are they are along with you as a budding professionals in management science. So for that reason, actually kindly bear with me, and then I'll try my best to make it as interesting as possible. And so now I seek help of Akhilesh. I want to drive the presentation. Actually, Akhilesh, can you just open PPT? Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, I request participants, can you all hear me clearly, please?
Yeah, very clearly, sir.
It's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So participants are muted or they are unmuted, sir?
They are allowed to interact on the chat, sir.
They're allowed to interact. So they are muted actually.
Yes. Through chat, they can interact with you.
So can we give actually permission for a few minutes for them to actually, for me to understand what is there actually, some few details I wish to know from them. Is it possible?
Yeah, it is possible. Akhilesh, sir, if you can please.
Yes, I am already given the permission, sir.
Thank you, Akhilesh. Just for a few minutes, then I'll request you back. Then you can actually mute them back.
Okay, sure, sir.
Hi to you all, actually, from professionals of ICFI Dehradun. Can you all hear my voice, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I am basically a born cricketer. I always look for the ball from to play the batting. Actually, that's how your response is most important for me to drive this program. And so nice of you, because Dr. Joshi specifically indicated, Murli, this should be a most interactive program, not just driving information and leaving it actually. So thank you very much for responding. What I wish to know from you all is, can I know from you all what is that you understand about business? How do you visualize business? Can any one of you declare your name and explain, please?
Sir, I think business is nothing but selling the solutions to the problem.
Okay. Anybody else? Your name, sir? What's your name?
Sir, my name is Ujjwal Thakre.
Ujjwal Thakre, thank you very much for your information, actually.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And did you anytime visit any industry, Thakre? Did you see any factory anytime in your career?
Sir, no, sir.
No. Okay, no problems. Yeah. Anybody else, please? How do you visualize business, actually?
Good morning, sir. So this is Ritin. Sir, I see business as like a great platform which helps the community which is like a two-way process. Like business is benefiting from the profits, and the society is benefiting from the products or services the business is offering. So it's a like two-way process.
But how do you understand business? I agree with your point. Actually, yes, we are looking for profit. Some business is happening. How do you consolidate it? Actually, how do I need to understand what is happening in India, what's happening in other parts of the world? How should I understand this actually?
Hello, sir. I'm Priyank.
Yeah.
So the business is a process in which the transactions are done with the ultimate goals of earning profit.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct actually. But what is business? How to understand? Actually, still I'm not clear.
Understanding the needs and the desire of the customer.
Yeah, very good, very good. Thank you very much for your information. But still, I'm not convinced actually how to understand business.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my name is Mohammed, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, basically, sir, according to me, sir, business is any economic activity which we do for earning profits, sir.
Earning profits. So thank you very much. All of you have indicated so well. We do business. Business is actually by exchange of goods and services for actually earning profits. Absolutely right. But still, I am not convinced what exactly, how to understand business actually, which I'll share to you now. Thank you very much. And Akhilesh, please actually mute all of them, please.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah. So, my dear colleagues, actually, what I want to share to you all is thank you very much for joining and sharing your viewpoints. So, what I wish to share to you all is business, when we look at actually from the global point of view, and the picture, what you see on the screen, which Akhilesh has actually indicated, this is actually you young professionals now will be aspiring for careers, not only domestic, international. That's the reason why that small picture is actually is positioned. And the next, at least next screen, please. Yeah. So as I was indicating that business in earlier days, people used to look at actually doing business only in India and majorly in India. Most of the companies where focus was actually on that ground. Now today, because of the rapid actually technological development, everybody is actually looking forward for the global business operations and global entities. And I'm very sure you all need to have the exposure with regard to global environment, which is a must for your careers. That's what I feel. Yeah, next screen actually. Yes. Now we all were discussing about business, how to understand business. This is what actually I was looking forward to share you all. I did see most of the experienced professionals also. There seems to be some amount of gap to understand. See, basically, in my view, which I'm sharing you all, is business is primarily divided across the globe into three important segments. That is manufacturing, services, and trading. In short, to understand the overall spectrum of actually business. So I actually give the nomenclature as segments primarily because for our understanding. From this basis, across the globe, you'll be able to understand what is the quantum of business is happening and how it is happening. Because you take actually the manufacturing, services, and trading. So you talk about India, they have these three actually segments. You talk about actually United States, they have these three segments. You talk about any other actually part of the world, the business primarily can be understood by these three important segments. And what is the significance of these segments? When you talk about manufacturing, what is this manufacturing we talk about? So manufacturing is, as you all know, you may be already visited some factories, you are aware of it. You actually transform raw materials into finished product actually. Physically, there's a product existing in manufacturing companies. So what are actually the key element in this manufacturing? Physical product is existing. You're making a raw material into a finished product actually. Then what is services? In services, you don't have a product actually, physical product. You render services. That's the significance of services. What do you render services actually? You render services for banking environment, for insurance environment, airways, seaways, roadways, education, you name it, you got actually a n number of actually business entities which are involved in services. Then what is trading? Trading is, in trading environment, you have physical goods are available, you buy at low cost, you sell at actually a profitable cost at a higher cost actually. That is what actually, you all know these three segments, not something new I'm talking to you all about, but what I'm doing is I'm just consolidating your knowledge base in my actually people who are not aware of this. What did we discuss? We did discuss about manufacturing. Manufacturing is you're converting a raw material to a finished product and a physical product is existing. And services, you are only rendering services. There is no physical product actually, and you're still doing business. When you talk about trading, you buy the goods, you sell the goods. And you buy the goods at a low value, you sell the goods at a high value. That's what you do trading actually. So these three segments, so beautifully actually, of course, with furthermore it could be, but primarily for us to understand, for any one of you to understand, these are three important fundamentals with which we can actually build our actually business science and business management knowledge, and you can actually build your careers. When you talk about manufacturing, you have about 30, after manufacturing, within manufacturing, you got 36 sectors actually. So in this 35 to 36 sectors, what are those sectors? You have sectors like automotive, you got sectors like electrical, you got sectors like actually lighting, you got sectors related to solar, you got sectors, variety of actually entities, manufacturing companies, they have around 35 to 36 sectors are there in manufacturing. What are they doing? They are making raw material into finished product actually. That is the significance of manufacturing. When we talk about services, what is the services we talk about actually? In services, you just render services. What are we talking about services? Only rendering services, how we do the business. Yes, by rendering services, banking is one of the important entity. Then insurance is one important entity. What are we doing in this actually banking? You take actually deposits from actually customers and you give loans to the other customers, and then you give the deposits at a low value, you pay the interest, you get more actually value from the customers when you do the lending by loaning actually. Then in trading, what you do? You buy goods, you sell goods. All these three segments are interdependent and independent in the line of operations. And when you talk about sectors, Akhilesh, can I request the next screen? Yeah, like this actually, the manufacturing, they have factories. And in manufacturing, when you look back, actually, what are the things we have in manufacturing? You have actually a corporate office, you have actually you have sales offices, then you have offices related to warehouses, and these are the prime areas what actually, plus factories are there actually, corporate office, factory, and you have warehouses, then actually you have sales offices. So what we are seeing, some of the pictures of the within the factory, what all the things which are there in electronics company like Samsung, then actually fertilizer company and cement organization and bottle filling company and paper board manufacturing organizations. These are the pictures, just briefly, just to share you this. Here what they do, they take the raw material, they transform into finished product. It could be mobile phones, it could be electronic media, like you are actually any of the television units, or any of the electronic items are manufactured in actually these electronics companies. In cement organization, they manufacture cement by taking raw materials with different compositions, and they convert it into the form of a cement, and those cements actually bags are sold to the respective customers. So Akhilesh, next screen, Akhilesh. Hope I'm understandable to you all, actually, people and who are already aware, please excuse me about this information.
It's going on very well, sir. Excellent.
Is it okay, sir?
Absolutely fine, sir.
Thank you. So as I was discussing with you, when you talk about manufacturing, making it raw material to finished product, you have different sectors. Which are the sectors? Automotive sector, chemical sector, farmer sector, steel sector, white goods sector. Variety of 36 sectors actually are there, which are come under this category. And Akhilesh, I request next screen. Yeah. Next screen, Akhilesh. Yeah. We did discuss in manufacturing. What are we talking about manufacturing organization? We did actually understand raw material is transformed into finished product by way of actually you have a factory, you have a corporate office, you have actually sales officers, you have actually warehouses. From there actually you are managing. So let us look at actually what is this manufacturing company, a automobile company, let us assume. What do they have and what are their divisions in the organization? The manufacturing company, what are the divisions in their organization, in their corporate office? What do they have? They have actually the operations for finance, operations for sales, operations for production, operations for all these divisions are there. Some of the key head people will be sitting in the corporate office, and other actually officials who are concerned for actually required actually line of operations, they'll be in the respective positions. They can be in corporate office, they can be in sales offices, and production people will be there in factory. And this is how actually they'll be positioned in the organization. When you look at actually what are these divisions and what is the significance of these divisions are. Some of them I was told you have already visited some of the industries. So you may be having some insight actually how their factory is, what are the line of operations they are doing. Let us take the example of any automobile company car. So for them, what are they doing? A company which is actually positioned with a financial division, what they do for a company, the way they establish a company, and companies are of 4 types actually. I don't want to go much in deep about companies. You have actually sole proprietorship company, you have actually partnership company, a private limited company, limited company, and public limited company. And so these companies, when they actually, how do one organization, how they establish? They take actually the financial income from the public shareholders, or from privately, they actually have some shareholders with the organization, or individual will actually have the contribution of finance, and they start operations by taking some finance from the financial accounting. When you talk about finance, there are 3 important elements. What are the important elements? Finance generation, finance utilization, finance controlling. These are the key elements of activities which they play the role in finance. Of course, there are a number of actually subdivisions which are there, but primarily on these 3 areas: finance generation, finance utilization, and finance controlling. So what do they do for them to run? 1 minute, so your battery is low. Yeah, now back into operations. Yeah. So what are we talking about? The organization. The organization here is how the organization is driven, how the organization is functioning. Let us understand. What happens, the sales team, which is actually planned, the organization is driven first primarily when they are establishing with some amount of investment, and they actually plan for the key officials to structure for the organization. They take the financial support from their respective actually institutions and some shareholders. They form a company. When they form a company, then HR actually will play the role for actually picking up all the employees in the organization. Then they pick up the employees in the organization, some of the top heads. Then they go how to actually drive the company. Whatever the product they have, they go with a project plan. Basing on the project plan, they actually build this the organization for actually manufacturing. Let us say, for example, for cars manufacturing. When they want to do that, first they need to understand what is the prime mover in this area. Sales guys, what they do is they identify the historical information of cars, the cars which are prevailing, the models which are prevailing, the competition which is there. Taking all those factors into consideration, they check up what quantum of numbers are required, what numbers actually are to be outlined from statistical information, from historical information, whatever information they gather, they actually outline, and what models they intend to manufacture. So when they know actually these models are actually already, you got so many cars actually, then why should actually there is a huge demand for a car like Korean car like Kia? The reason is it has actually taken all actually new facilities into the car for the rate what we pay for the car purchase. So what are the facilities? Earlier, actually, you have to twist actually your key, then you have to start the car. Here, the technology is changed. So they acquire some technology by collaborations, or they actually go on their own. They have done the adequate research. The organization will plan to manufacture those cars. And to manufacture those cars, they derive the information of figures from sales. Sales actually they give indicating. So these are the models. These are actually the competition. These are the models which can run, and per quarter, these are the models to be manufactured. They outline and give the actually information to organization for a year-wise program or 2-year-wise program or 3-year-wise programs they indicate. Basing on those lines, those numbers to manufacture, that information will come to finance. So what is the quantum of finance we require for us to actually do the manufacturing of these cars? Then finance people, what they do, they actually identify how to generate the finance by way of shareholders. Actually, they get into the operations, or they generate the finance by actually some of the financial institutions from various sources. They generate the finance, and they'll be ready for the line of operations for the quantity of cars to manufacture, models of cars to be manufactured. They'll be ready with those actually line of activities. When they are ready with that information, those numbers are driven to production. Production team, what they do, they outline saying that per quarter we have to manufacture 1 lakh cars. When they have to manufacture 1 lakh cars, means about 35,000 to 33,000 cars per month they have to manufacture. 33,000 cars to be manufactured, then they outline what are the important components required for us to manufacture and procure actually. So they outline it as a bill of materials. They drill down all the smallest component also they drill down. They identify the components which can be manufactured within the company, or the components which have to be procured from outside. Some of the car manufacturing organizations also have tool rooms, and they manufacture some of the components. Some of the castings also, they get it done actually. They have some facilities like foundries and all that. Then if they have that, they play the role with that actually. If they don't have, they actually source from outside. When they do the sourcing, when they do the procurement, this procurement is done by procurement division. That division is called Materials Management Division. And here it is Material Management Division. Material Management Division, what their role is, basing on the demand pattern the company has, the numbers what are required, their job is to identify who are the suppliers who can do the supply of these actually products, at what point of time, and what actual deliveries they can do, from where they can source, and how they can come. So they identify all this, and they'll be ready. Basing on the order input given by the production team members, they actually go for the procurement. For procuring this, they have to take the financial clearance. So finance people, they give the clearance saying that, hey, we have the adequate finance, you can go and do the procurement of this item. They go and actually identify the vendors and give orders to them. That is called, they issue the purchase orders. When they issue the purchase orders, their suppliers, vendors means same. The meaning is same. Those individuals, they actually manufacture those products. They bring those products back to the company. And those products, when they come to the company also have a division. There will be a division called quality management. So might have seen the green one with quality management. The quality management, they actually do the inbound checking materials which are coming into the company. If they're found to be okay, then they give the clearance to go to stores. From stores, actually what they do the storing of this actually materials which have been procured. Then the moment actually they go for the production of these actually items, then what they do, they actually take up for production of these particular items. Production guys, they take actually goods from the stores, and they start doing the production of these items, and they do the assembly. Then it comes to quality management, for doing a quality testing. Like for example, it's an automobile car. They do the brake testing, they do the engine testing, they do a variety of all tests they do actually. When they certify, then only it comes for stores back. Once it comes to stores, if it's a small component, they call it as stores, or otherwise it goes to warehouses. It goes to warehouses actually, which they have. Warehouses is nothing but a store's location in a bigger size actually. It is actually there in Chennai, it could be there in northern part, it could be there in southern part, it could be there actually in central part, any part of the India or any part of the countries. If it's a global company, any part of the countries also well actually. So once it comes to the warehouses, from warehouses, then actually it is actually goes for the delivery. Now, how the sale happens? Sales happens in two forms. One is actually by direct sales, other one is actually indirect sales. When you talk about sales, direct sales, now you might have seen a lot of Innova cars of police people will be using in our locations. And here in Telangana, they gave a big order to Toyota company. And when they are getting more number of, they want more number of cars, the government of Telangana has given one single order to the Toyota company. And that is called direct selling of cars to an organization. That's called direct sales. And the other actually method of sales is by indirect sales. Indirect sales is nothing but channel sales. Channel sales, the sales team, what they do, they identify who are all the actually good distributors in northern India, southern India, central India, eastern India, western India, and they actually do actually structuring of that sales network of the distributors. And for those distributors, they do the planning. They get actually some amount of advances also from them, and they see that actually the cars are actually booked through the dealers, and that is actually one method of doing the selling. The third one, which is coming in the coming times, actually is nothing but web sales. In web sales, what is happening is now you get registered actually your details on the website or mobile. Through mobile you get registered, and you say, boss, I want this car, and you can actually get registered and you can do the booking of the car, and the delivery could be the future line of activities in coming days. All distributors will be only delivery locations. You take the delivery of the cars. It could be the trend in the coming days. That's what I could see from the business point of view. That's how once they do the selling of the car, when the dealer purchases the car, then actually he purchases it as a lower actually value, and he sells to us. Since for one or two cars, we can't go to Delhi or we can't go to any local long distance locations to purchase the car. And so that's why we go to the nearby dealer and we do the booking and we take the car. At the moment, this is the business happening. Down the line, we may do the web booking and we may take the delivery of the car from the dealer as well. This is how actually the revenue which is coming. Here, the order is coming from the dealer to the company. The customer for the company in automobile car manufacturing organization would be dealers actually, and in indirect sales. And the end customer is, we are the people who are the end customers who are buying the car and taking the car from the respective dealer. This is what I could see. And 1 minute actually, Akhilesh, can you unmute our participants? I want to know what is there actually, are they able to understand clearly or not? I want to know. Is it possible for you to unmute, please? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Sir.
Yeah. Okay. Dear participants, are you able to hear, please?
Any few of you can unmute and talk to sir. One of them are writing in the chat. Yes, and they're finding it very good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
We can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Is it understandable, isn't it, please?
Yes, sir. You are understandable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, please. Akhilesh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
mute them back, actually, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, thank you very much for actually your response, participants. So nice of you. And the next entity is now, yes, agreed. I want that screen, Akhilesh, which was having that green picture. Divisions were there, no? That one. Divisions were there.
The previous one, Akhilesh.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, thank you. This is the one. Correct. Thanks, Akhilesh. So now, what is happening is, when I was actually discussing with some of them, I was asking, boss, you visited the factory, it's well and good. Can I know what are the departments in the organization? They were finding some gaps were there actually. So now we did discuss about the quality management, and then they said actually the products are going to stores or to respective area. Then What are the other departments in the organization or other divisions in the organization? Other divisions in the organizations are plant maintenance. What is the function of a plant maintenance? The function of a plant maintenance is to maintain the plant and machinery in the organization for the automobile company in order. What is the machinery they have? They have conveyors, they have got actually variety of pressing machines, drilling machines, variety of actually equipment they have. Those equipments and systems, what they have to be maintained actually. So the role of plant maintenance, here PM is there actually in this picture after quality management. That is actually the significance of the division. Their role is to maintain the manufacturing, the role is to maintain the manufacturing plant machinery to be in order. They maintain by two methods. One is preventive maintenance, the other one is ad hoc maintenance. Preventive maintenance, they check up regularly that the plant of a factory of an automobile company has to run in 3-shift operation. Each shift operations would be about 8 hours. 3-shift operation is complete 24 hours. It will be continuously working actually. Then the plant maintenance guys have to see that actually all machinery should be in order. Otherwise, if there is any obstruction in between, it's very difficult for them to actually take out the production. Then they have to have some alternative lines of operations. If one line is not working, the other line they take up and see the production is actually in order, and that actually areas where the machinery got a problem, they rectify that and put it to action again. Then that line of activity is taken up actually. That is the role of a plant maintenance. Then the other one is HR. What is the role of HR? HR actually plays a very key role. They are the Brahma of actually of the organization. What they do actually, they understand actually the employee administration they maintain, employee recruitment they take. They do actually the training for the employees in the organization. They conduct the events for the organization. They play a very, very important role for the company. That is actually HR. They take care of all these operations and pollution control norms. They have to actually follow all that governance. They take up complete administration. People who are coming in time, who are not coming in time, all governance is done. And salary payments, who has to be paid, what has to be paid, and what kind of employee, what the organization structure is under the governance of HR. They take the key role, and which plays a very key role in the organization. Then actually other divisions actually are asset management. There are some of the sub-modules of the organizations. But basically you have information technology division. Information technology division, what they do, they actually maintain everybody's systems, everybody's accesses from mobile phones to actually to laptops to actually systems. They have to be maintained well. That is the role of their actually operations. Apart from this, they have to connect the factories, they have to connect the warehouses, they have to connect the sales officers, they have to see that actually even machineries are being connected. So all that actually is managed by information technology professionals. My experience in India, a little bit actually slightly negative on the IT point of view. IT would have been much more aggressive in India actually, from the adaptation point of view in India. And IT professionals need to be more aggressive, and they have to go for automation as much as possible, as fast as possible. They have to do a lot of training for the companies within our country. And still, we have to pick up the speed. There are companies in India, still they are working on the minuscule, small ERP applications. And the world is moving at a high speed, and we are not able to catch up to the speed because of various reasons. We need to have the adaptation with regard to companies. That is very, very important. They have to invest, in my opinion, on that ground, and they have to move forward. But the lower uneducated class are much more faster than the actually other organizations which are moving on. They adapt so fast. Even a small actually Mestri, he has actually the mobile phone he operates. They are so inquisitive in knowing many things, and they do the Google Pay. There's so much amount of advancement is there. It's really appreciable. And so that's how even the educated people should move so aggressively with regard to information technology. The world is moving extraordinarily fast. So we all need to get equipped into that dimension. IT plays a very, very key role in coming times. And then actually, so what did we discuss? We did discuss an organization, how the organization has offices, and how the organization has got the factory, and how the organization has got actually each division and each division significance. So that each division was sales division, middle management division, production division, quality management division, plant maintenance division, HR division, finance division, and controlling division is cost controlling. We should not, even though actually company has got good facilities with regard to infrastructure, the infrastructure should not be wasted. Products which they manufacture, they should be more competitive. All these factors are taken into consideration in the controlling environment. So now we did discuss about these aspects, and now some of them may have a doubt actually, what is this factory? what will they do in the factory? Factory actually is governed by the production head. Production head will be generally in charge of the factory, and he'll take care of the entire production operations as per the plan given by the company. The number of cars which have to be manufactured, he'll be playing a key role in consultation with plant maintenance, because the plant machinery has to function well. He'll be playing a role on that ground. These are the key people who will be playing a role in factory. And of course, HR people also will be there. They have their team will be there, who will be playing a role with regard to the governance of the workers, whether they're coming in time, they're going in time, or they're wasting time, what are they doing? All that governance and administration is taken by HR. Then IT department does actually all the integration of the information technology related entities for the factory. Now the advancements are so high, the machineries are so much actually are integrated with regard to information technology, and with the coming level of digitization, which down the line you all will see what's the progress which is happening. Now I want to drive 1 minute clip actually, with your permission. And Dr. Joshi, you have given me 60 minutes. Now it's already 10:41. Up to what is my actual deadline time? Can I request you, sir?
So it's going on very well. You can exceed the time if you wanted to.
I'll finish off as fast as possible, sir.
Yes. Please go at your own pace, sir. That it's being taken on very well by the students. We are all glued to it.
I'm so grateful to you all. Please, so nice of you. Now, actually, Akhilesh, I seek your help. There is a video which is BMW is actually their BMW manufacturing unit robotic actually processing is there. Can you drive that video to all our participants, please?
Okay, sir.
Not this. BMW, not this. Go back. Yeah, second one, I think so.
This is Jim. He is an accountant in a multinational company. He handles several invoices.
Akhilesh,
Yes, sir.
you do little fast forwarding also after this.
Okay, sir.
Akhilesh, fast forward it actually. Yeah. Akhilesh, can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What you do is now you stop the video and unmute all participants.
Okay, sir.
Please. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Participant.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. I want to know What is declare your name and explain me what have you seen.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
My name is Shamshad.
Very good.
Sir, the video was of car manufacturing.
Correct.
And the process was entire automation.
Very good.
And really few people are seen there. So I want to know that how people manage there, because there are less people than machinery. It's pure automation.
Very good, actually. Your name, you said, sir. What's your name?
Sir, my name is Shamshad.
Shamshad, many thanks to you for actually responding. So nice of you. This is a BMW automation plant with robotic automation plant. What they do here is they want to actually, they have kept all robots, because tomorrow the future world is actually moving on robots.
Yes, sir.
And China is highly advanced with large number of robots, and some other countries also on a higher scale. Now, the point which they want to reduce the labor, the primary reason is labor is required to manage the robots, actually. That's going to be the future. Now, in this context, what have you seen? I wanted very good, actually. You've got, but can you explain the entire process briefly?
Sir, what I seen that there are lots of robotics and automation process was going, and few people are manufacturing the car, and the entire setup was already built, and they only managed to fit them.
Correct. Now I'll explain you. See, are you all able to hear my voice, sir? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. See, the point which I want to share to you is I was working for a company called ABB. It is there actually in that one of the robots, the logo is there. ABB robots, I think they are there. I was working in paint finishing systems division of ABB company one point of time. The point I was selling these painting systems actually. So what I was actually intended to show you all is somebody is actually need to be muted, please. I request you. See, the point which I want to share to you is, thank you very much for your response, Shamshad. I'm so happy.
Thank you, sir.
Here in this process, what is happening is the sheet actually is coming from that coil. That sheet is actually going across to the press machines and is pressing actually for the shape what you require. And that shape actually, if it is a hub with regard to shell of a car is prepared, or the top surface of the car is required, top surface of the car is prepared. Then it is going for actually various drilling operations in the entire actually conveyorized system.
Yes,
then
sir.
it goes to the next leg actually operations with regard to what are the engine assembly which is required. Before engine assembly, it has to be painted. So the empty actually shell is taken up and dips inside actually electrostatic deposition plant. What it does actually, electrostatic deposition plant, the paint actually is in one, actually you have this cathode and anode concept. With that concept, the paint is adhered actually to the shell of the car. And then after the coat of first coat is done, then it goes for the robotic actually painting operations. You might have seen in that video. You people don't see this video. If I don't show you, I forcibly made you all to see. My apologies to you all. But the point is, then the painting is done actually by robotic painting. It's called as atomizers, the high-speed atomizers. They run with 40,000 RPM and they spray actually onto the car. The second coat is done. After second, it's called top coat. After top coat, it goes for actually drying over. From there, actually, it goes to the level of actually operations for assembly operations for your engine fitting and side seat fittings and all that. And it comes to brake fittings and all that. Then it goes for your assembly operations too, and then it goes to quality testing. At quality testing, actually, if it is found okay, then it goes for a dispatch. And this is the progress which the countries are actually moving on. So just to show you how the manufacturing company is playing a role here in this case, the machinery, the drop lift conveyor and the floor conveyor, which are there, they all have to be maintained. So plant maintenance people play a key role in maintaining this machinery. If they maintain only, the production guys will be able to do the production operations for the respective cars. Here in this case, the robotics are functioning by programmable conditions. They will be connected with regard to your actually programmable entities, and with whatever program you have indicating with regard to the shape of the car, size of the car, and the model of the car, whatever you want to actually plan out, based on those design, it is integrated. So now you can understand information technology is how importantly valuable for the company, and they play a key role on this ground. So they take out actually all these cars. So this is just an example of manufacturing of cars through robotic systems. Thanks, Shamshad. And now we'll move to the next level, that is on the services side. It is understandable, Shamshad? Are you able to?
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you.
I really like the video. I also done automation. That's why I'm quite fascinated about it.
Excellent. Very good, actually. Automation knowledge, if you have, means actually you are most progressing, and the world is going to be much more on automation and digitalization in coming days. It's more interesting now.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice.
thank you.
Thank you very much. So next, actually, Akhilesh, mute everyone, please. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
Yeah, let's go back to our PPT presentation.
Okay, sure, sir.
Yeah, next slide, actually. Yeah, now we are coming to services. Now we have seen manufacturing where the raw materials are actually transformed as a finished product like cars, and you got a number of sectors. A sector will actually, and each sector will have their product lines. And now we are actually understanding about services. What these services are actually being done. Here, there is no physical product, but they say products, product lines, they function. So what are they? We'll actually understand. Can you go to the next slide, actually, Akhilesh? Yeah, here actually we are talking about banking. Banking, what are we doing actually in banking? You are actually taking deposit from the customers, then actually you are actually lending to respective people who are all the, what kind of banking we talk about? When you talk about actually in banking, you got various product lines they indicate. Physically product is not there, but for functioning sake, they indicate as products. What are those products actually you have? You got a savings account, you got actually personal banking, by savings account, you have actually the loans, you also do insurance through banking, you also have credit cards, you have actually vehicle loans, you have gold loan, you have education loan, and these are from the loans point of view. Deposits point of view, marriage deposit scheme, educational deposit schemes, like they'll have variety of schemes in banking environment. Okay, now when you talk about insurance, what is insurance? In insurance, what they do, they actually take policy, actually premium from so many people, and wherever the needy is there for them, they address the insurance area. Hospitals, what they do, how they do their services, the patient comes to the hospital, he is actually been identified what actually disease to be actually treated, and they do the service for that actually patient, and they get income after the payment of that actually patient, and that will be the income for the hospitals to run their operations. They are doing only services. Then education, in education, what are they doing? Actually, they are only giving the education to the respective students, and then they charge students for the education what they are actually rendering services to the students actually. And the next is railways. Railways, they have got rail, and the people who travel, they book tickets, and that's how they earn the income. And railways has got a good quantum of turnover also, and that's how they play the role. And they render services by ticketing and managing, making actually passengers travel from one location to other location, and they charge for that. And that's how railways play their role. Then comes roadways, seaways, and engineering consultancy services. Like this, again, you have 36 sectors in actually services side, where they play the role for different actually environments, and they do business in those areas. And so financial services they do, tech financial companies are there. So variety of actually streams of businesses which are there, they are indicated as sectors, and sectorial businesses are also they happen. They also have a division for sales, they have a division for operations, they have a division for HR, they have a division for IT, they have a division, the organization point of view, they also have divisions in all these respective spectrums. But one division is not there. I request Akhilesh, unmute it. I want to know anybody can answer to that actually. In services, one division is not there. What is that division is not there?
The manufacturing division.
Manufacturing division. Very good. What it is called? Production division.
Production division.
Yeah, thank you. Please mute everyone, please. Thank you very much. Akhilesh, I request you for the next slide, Akhilesh. Yeah, I was discussing actually with regard to banking product lines, deposits, loans, insurance, investments, scenario, bank accounts, MSCB, banking, personal banking, travel checks, cards, and personal loans, and all that. Now I have a video for you for banking, and kindly bear with me. Just have a look at it. And Akhilesh, I request you to do a little bit fast forwarding, because the time is actually a challenge for us to move. And go to banking. 1 or 2 videos are there. Drive as per your convenience. Just let us show to them actually.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sir, number one video is playing.
Banking, actually, future banking or banking for 2050 something, is it? Any one of them, just click and let's just for their view.
In the near future, banks will be invisible. Banking will be more intertwined in the lives of consumers than ever before. Accessing banking services anytime, anywhere, without the need to queue in a bank. Banking is in the palm of your hand. Traveling smarter with cashless multi-currency exchange, mobile payment, and more through all-in-one e-wallet. Get personalized offers and product promotions in the right place at the right time. Smart banking opens up a new world of possibilities. Faster payment system enables instant interbank transfer and real-time P2P payments. Intelligent chatbots and virtual assistants make banking easier for everyday consumers. Advisory on investments is now an automated process through robo-advisors. The future of cross-border payment will be as convenient as domestic ones, enabling payments to be executed in seconds. Sending and receiving funds quickly and securely to anyone, anywhere in the world with full transparency. Powered by swift global payment innovation, businesses will be able to track the status of the cross-border payment instantly, from instructions to destination, end to end. Through big data analytics, banks can leverage deeper customer insights to provide predictive recommendations, seize the cross-selling opportunities, and build stronger customer relationships. Taking advantage of the blockchain-based smart contract, customers enjoy full automation of transaction process with just a few clicks. Digital transformation is shaking up the banking industry. With the rise of virtual banking and digital bank, traditional banks who have yet to adapt will be left behind. Capitalizing on the confluence of digital technologies to revolutionize customer experience. Enhance service offerings with open banking APIs. Seamlessly integrating banking services to every aspect of life. As a trusted digital transformation partner, PCCW Solutions bridges evolving consumer needs and dynamic market demands with our innovative technologies and industry expertise. We make your digital world come alive.
Yeah, Akhilesh, there is one more clip actually, which is for purchasing tickets is there through bank. I want you to drive that again fast. No, not this, not this.
Good morning. It's great to be here. I hope I don't disappoint after that glowing introduction.
No, not this actually, Akhilesh. I'm sorry, there is small delay from my side. There is one more, purchasing of tickets through bank is there actually. I think the future banking we have done. No, the next one, just see actually. This one. EBFMU, last digits actually.
Give me a minute, sir.
Yeah, please. So in the meantime, you do one thing actually, Akhilesh, you drive that retail actually. Yes.
No matter what type of business you have, you can launch online sales in just a few clicks with
Retail shopping will change more in the next 10 years than it has in the last 1,000 years. Everything will change.
Hello, Mr. Yakamoto. Welcome back to the Gap.
Stores will behave more like websites, and websites more like stores. The fundamentals of what a store is, its purpose and function, is already changing. These are the 5 biggest technologies that will affect your shopping experience. Increasingly, retailers are using beacons to enhance in-store experiences while simultaneously bridging your physical and online experiences. Beacons are small, wireless devices that transmit a continuous radio signal. The signal ID is detected by smartphones that send the ID to a cloud server. The server can then push targeted content to the device. Bluetooth Low Energy, BLE, is the technology behind beacons, and it provides device location on a very micro level, down to a single store aisle for instance. This means that if you have opted in, retailers will be able to gather data not only on your movements, but also be able to push content to your device. Say you're walking past your favourite department store and they're having a sale. With a beacon nearby, your phone could alert you to the sale. From a retailer's perspective, the data collection aspect of beacons is arguably more important than sales. They will be able to use the information to better segment customers and advertise accordingly. Stores like Macy's and Barney's have already deployed beacons. Retailers are no longer content to identify us via swipe of a loyalty card at the point of sale. They want to identify us as soon as we enter the store. The iPhone X has helped to normalise facial recognition, and using this technology, retailers aim to provide a customised experience. The technology, which uses over 16,000 reference points on your face, was originally designed to support security at events and international airports. By using facial recognition systems, retail staff will know what type of products you buy and what your average spend is, so they can give more love to higher spenders. They'll be able to use software that reads emotion to identify when you are frustrated or intelligent enough to navigate existing stores and move around customers. The data these robots gather is compiled and analysed to provide improvement recommendations. Traditional mirrors are out and smart displays are in. Using artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and gesture recognition technology, the mirrors can superimpose clothing over your on-screen image. In effect, the mirror becomes a virtual changing room where you can create complete outfits without ever getting undressed. This technology allows you to see all items, even items that are not in stock, and try on dozens of different combinations. To see what the same item would look like in a different colour, just swipe your hand. You can even share your virtual picture on social media, so your friends can give you advice before you buy that new jacket. Oak Labs has a similar product for fitting rooms. When you walk into a fitting room, the mirror comes alive with all the items you have using RFID. You can request other sizes, cuts and colours with the display, and an alert is sent to sales staff to deliver the product to you. Using big data, the sales staff can also bring in additional products that other customers typically buy with those items. Essentially, it brings the ease of online shopping into the tangible world of retail. Retail stores can use this technology not just to measure average time in the fitting room, but also which items have the highest conversion rate. After robot support and interactive displays comes the payment process. Self-service checkouts have existed for over a decade. Paying with your phone or watch is newer, but we will see the rise and fall of this technology. The future of payments is you walking out of the store with your items automatically being scanned and the total being charged to your account. Amazon already has shops that identify you as you enter and automatically charge you as you leave. No need to scan any items. Payment in the future will have no queues, no checkouts, and no hassles. Learning about technology.
At least stop it. We'll go to our PPT again. Yeah, dear participants, actually what I could see is that you have viewed two video clips, and the one which I wanted to show you, still the banking one is still there. With 1 minute time, I'll just try. Mr. Akhilesh, is it possible for you to drive one more banking one which we slipped actually? I wanted to show that.
Yes,
Is it,
sure.
if it is possible, can you show that to them actually? She buys tickets through voice. Banking, in banking it is there actually.
Future banking 2030, sir?
I think that we just try and see. If we have already seen, just go to the next section.
A decade goes so fast. Within the last 10 years, the everyday banking experience could be entirely virtual. By then, more than 2 billion people will have digital bank accounts on digital platforms. And just 20% of so-called heritage financial services firms will have survived. Some banks will be completely virtual, facilitated by open banking.
Not this, next one. Not this.
Shared on the cloud and made far
and safer by blockchain technology. If you want, you'll be able to get the
It's not there. I'm sorry, I've not mentioned the name properly. That is the problem you're facing. So it's not there. Just see, one more clip is there. She buys tickets. Not this. This is vehicles about. This is about vehicles. World 50. Last one, we'll see this one. In banking itself, it is there. In banking only. Second one here. Second one could be there. Future banking, is it? Okay.
A decade goes so.
No, not this, please.
In the last 10 years.
Not this.
In the near future, banks will be invisible.
I'm already played this video, sir.
Banking
Yeah,
will be
already played.
more
Yeah, thank you. I
intertwined
think that is somewhere something is slipping. Let's not lose our time actually. Let's go back to presentation actually. Dr. Joshi, I just need 15 more minutes to close it up, please.
Sure, sir.
Okay, because your time is precious.
No, it's going great, sir. Please continue.
Yes, you can continue, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And yeah, go to the next slide, no, please. Akhilesh. Yeah, actually in trading, they buy goods and sell goods, and we have various sectors similarly. Physical goods are available in trading. Yeah, next slide, please. Dear participants, my apologies for small delays. Please bear with me. Yeah, next slide is not coming, Akhilesh. Yeah, these are the product lines what we have. A company like ITC, they have actually all these divisions in trading. They buy goods and they sell goods and they do the branding. And then, yeah, next slide. Yeah, ERP actually, and ERP is the nomenclature and enterprise resource planning for across the enterprise. With one software, you can have actually the entire information integrated with associated softwares as well, and you can actually have the business operations done. That's actually the point which I want to share. Next slide. Yeah, the spectrum of business sectors, all sectors actually ERPs actually have been using, and they are actually going for automation through IT automation. And the significance is to take the advantage of once the ERP is in place, the information, once it is extracted as reports, those reports, the business heads will take the required decisions based on the reports which have been generated through ERP softwares and their respective data which they enter into the users at different levels. And for that, actually, ERP is very useful. Next slide, please. Next slide, actually, Akhilesh. Yeah, these are the actually companies who are offering ERPs like Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, and 100 odd companies are there in ERP environment who are actually offering. variety of offerings in ERP environment. Yeah, next one. Yeah, this is the area where we did discuss actually that various business divisions for a organization, and organizations in different segments actually, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of services, in terms of trading also. And the value additions further actually are actually taken up, like product lifecycle management, customer relationship management, and then supply chain management and supplier relationship management. These are some of the areas. And furthermore, a number of actually software applications are flowing into the operations, like knowledge management, and so many actually softwares are coming into existence for the organization's usage. The primary reason is to see that they are actually benefited for their business line of operations. I will share you what exactly the significance of product lifecycle management. A company wants to actually take out a model car. From the car actually model, actually when it has been incepted from for manufacturing, from the time actually what could be the life cycle, how many actually they need to maintain the spare parts, they have to see that actually the product life, what could be the life period for that product. In Indian government, you know, they give permission only for 7 years for a particular product, like approximately something like that I heard. And so after 7 years, you know, they have to go for a new model actually. So they need to do the total tracking. This software enables them to do the complete tracking of information. Customer relationship management is customers who are all contacting the companies for various actually environments. They do the analysis of the customers. Say, for example, credit cards are there. They do the analysis of the credit card. How many times you are swiping for purchase of gold? How many times you are swiping for actually your operations for your petrol purchase? How many times you are actually swiping the card for your provisions purchase? How many times you are swiping the actually card for your operations related to medical side? How many times you're swiping card for some other purpose for education? So they can do the tracking of the customer. They can analyze actually information about the customer because of actually usage and operations in terms of credit cards, debit cards, and they can plan for, from marketing point of view, what quantum of facilities can be given to the respective customers so that they can be always with the organization, and they try to, that will be useful for them for promotion, at the same time increase the volume of business. That's the significance of customer relationship management. Then comes supply chain management. What is the supply chain management we talk about? Supply chain management is an organization is manufacturing cars. When the organization is manufacturing cars, then actually there are actually customers. Pardon, sir. Pardon, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can I continue, sir, or anything?
Please continue. You're audible, sir. It's going on very well.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So the supply chain management is a concept actually. For this concept, the software is developed in such a way. For example, a pharmaceutical company is there. They get the bulk drug from one actually vendor, and they supply this actually to the respective their customers also. They do the intermediary development of this product of the pharma. So then what happens? You have to link up your vendors or suppliers. Then you have to link up your customers. Then this entire linkage is called supply chain linkage. Say, for example, the Torrent is a company which is ordering to Dr. Reddy Labs a particular actually number of products to be supplied. Dr. Reddy Labs orders to the respective next company called some hydrogen labs or some labs, such I labs. So what they do the primary preparation of those products. They supply to Dr. Reddy Labs, and Dr. Reddy Labs does the actually required whatever orders they have received from Torrent, and then that actually fulfillment once is done, then it is actually goes to Torrent for actually they supply and they receive. All this happens through software integration. The order actually placement is happening directly by the system. Then it is received in the company in sales. From sales, it goes to actually their actually plan of operation for production. From production, it goes to procurement. From procurement, it goes to finance for approval. From finance, it goes to the vendors for supplying actually the respective materials. From the vendors, they get the orders. They do actually the internal actually supplies for actually those products. Their actually production lines, they operate. Everybody is connected actually. When they do this is the full supply chain management solution from the production point of view. Similar concepts actually have been adopted in financial side, financial supply chain management, they say, and variety of actually other modes. They try to use it for continuous line of operations instead of losing time. Otherwise, the Torrent has to place the order, then these guys have to actually take up the Dr. Reddy Labs, the next I Labs actually guys have to supply the material. It takes considerable time. So they are connected through softwares. That actually connectivity in one line of operations is called supply chain management. Then Supplier relationship management. Supplier relationship management for large scale corporations, a number of products that they manufacture, they look at who is the vendor, who is supplying regularly, who is supplying in time, who is supplying in correct quantities, who is supplying from which location, who is economical and is supplying, and what quantum of actually facilities if we given to the supplier, their actually production can be enhanced. For this analysis, they go for supplier relationship management software applications for doing the development of the organization. That is the significance of that. Similarly, now a number of actually developments are happening in terms of automation. These are all actually which I'm talking about is on the IT automation point of view. Yeah, next screen, Akhilesh. Yeah, this is just a process pictorial diagram. Next screen, please. Next screen. Yeah, production. For production process, how they do the scheduling, how the internal process takes place and all that. Due to time constraints, I don't want to go in depth. It takes considerable time. Yeah, next screen. Next, procurement process, how it happens. Just go back to the earlier screen. Just a simple example. There is a requirement actually from the production side. He gives a requirement, a purchase requisition. Then it comes to actually the material management division. The material management division will identify who is the vendor who can supply. He will indicate to the vendor. Vendor will give the quotation. From basing on the quotation, the purchase order is released from the material management side. Then the goods are received. Then it will be supplied. The flow is not very properly indicated. But briefly, just to share you this, I just taken this slide from the procurement point of view. Yeah, next slide, please. Now, which I was talking about the supply chain management, the organizations actually, they are connected with the respective hubs for manufacturing. The companies will have 1 or 2 factories as well and warehouses as well. For the entire process chain connectivities, they go with the software applications integrations. And that's the reason why I shared this picture for you all to just have a brief information, which is happening in pharma and auto and various other sectors as well. Yeah, next one. Now, which we did discuss just now, that actually the suppliers and customers are connected as the supply chain actually is concerned. So this is how actually ERP is for business intelligence and knowledge management. Knowledge management is, it has got 2 components, tacit knowledge and explicit knowledge. The company, when they have employees for a number of years, they've got good quantum of experience functioning in the respective designation in the organization. And if we trap that information, saying that how did they handle in critical times, what did they do, all that will be useful for the coming generations. That's how they store this information by way of asking questions or on their own actually when they share the information. That information is stored through a software. That software is called as knowledge management software actually. Yeah, next screen. Yeah, next screen. Yeah, we were discussing about all this customer relationship management, supply chain management, and supplier relationship management, how the value chain goes for the organizations. Yeah, next screen. Yeah, next. Suppliers and customers, how they have the tie-up. Next screen. Yeah, from home actually. Now we all are working from home. And so you can do a number of operations with regard to your smartphones and iPads and all that. And various connectivities are there. Just I took a glimpse of this. Yeah, next screen. IT automation point of view. Next. Yeah, digital enterprise is the future and which is going to take off very fast. Just go for the previous screen, sir. Digital enterprise is an organization that uses technology as a competitive advantage in internal and external operations. That's the significance of digital technology. Briefly to explain practical terms, the companies, when they actually go for automation, say for example lubricant oil, as you all actually are exposed to your motorcycles, you have motorcycles oil packets, sachets. These oil sachets in earlier days in Bharat Petroleum in Delhi, there is a machine, the individual used to hit with his foot one stroke, then that quantum of liquid is to fall into the pouch actually. That is actually the manual system they used to have. Then they went for 2,500 actually pouches can be filled at a faster pace by actually filling lines. Similarly, that this is the automation which came from the manual to automation side by various automation systems and operations. Then comes to digitalization. So you want to understand from digitally how many actually from that respective machine, what actually has happened. and how many it could produce, how many it could not produce, what is the actually performance for that particular rate. All this tracking can be possible by various adopting technologies, and you can still drive the organization digitally. That is the significance of digital enterprise and solutions. Yeah, next screen, sir. Anything is there? Yeah, I think the PPTs are over. And once I want to show you, now I want to talk to all the last one is the video, which is the world, what could be the future world, which we'll see that. Then we'll have a discussion for 5 minutes and close it actually. The last video, world tomorrow, something is there. Yeah. You all might have seen this, but just I'm simply sharing just to have a view, please, for a few minutes. Akhilesh? Hello, Akhilesh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now stop this video and go to trends. There is a video on trends and technologies. First one, I think so. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, do you remember yourself 10 years ago? The world around you was very different from now, wasn't it? No wonder. The 21st century is the age of rapid technological progress, and we're advancing at a mind-blowing rate. So, what do you think our world will look like by 2025? It's only a little bit more than 5 years from now, but by various accounts, it's going to be really exciting in 5 years. Let's see. Solar panels will beat fossil fuels in energy output, becoming the largest source of energy on the planet. Researchers from Thomson Reuters are sure this will happen because of new and modernized materials. With those, solar panels will be able to absorb much more sunlight, and even when it's overcast. Augmented and virtual reality will become a thing. Today it's a pretty new and raw technology. But 5 years from now, it will already be something everyone uses in their everyday lives. For example, you'll be able to have a virtual tour around a hotel before booking a room in it. Or how about taking a good look at 3D models of all goods in a store before adding them to your cart? Handy. Speaking of augmentations, people themselves will become enhanced. Microchips embedded into your skin instead of a paper or plastic ID. Bionic limbs having all the functions real arms and legs possess. Implants improving the work of internal organs, you name it. By 2025, all this and more will become available to the masses, and from then on, it'll only get cheaper and more popular. The problem of traffic jams will either be solved altogether or very close to it. With the growing demand for driverless cars and even flying cars, I can't wait. The human factor will decrease dramatically. And since it's the main reason why traffic congestion even exists, big cities will finally enjoy relatively free roads and we'll all be able to get things done on time. Can't wait for that. By the way, gasoline fuel would become a fading memory by 2025. Electric and hydrogen-powered vehicles will push gas-powered ones further and further out of the market. Also, solar-powered cars will probably emerge, gradually replacing all the rest. Just imagine a car that only requires sunlight and some time to charge before you can go wherever you please. No more running out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. The Internet of Things, or IoT, will be omnipresent. Smart homes, smart offices, whole smart buildings, literally everything will be connected with everything else, separated only by closed internal networks. Living alone yet coming home from work with a hot dinner and a clean house will become a reality. Everything will be done automatically, following just a few flicks of your finger over the smartphone or tablet screen. The Internet will become truly global. Today, only 3 billion people in the world have constant access to the web, while the other 5 billion have either limited access or none at all. Several large companies like Google, Facebook, and SpaceX are already working together on a project that will bring the Internet to everyone on the planet at speeds over 1 megabit per second. By 2025, it will surely be implemented. Artificial intelligence will make a huge leap forward. In 5 years' time, the AI will not only be able to answer simple questions and follow your commands, but it will also become deeper and more inquisitive itself. It'll probably even be able to talk to you. Not like Siri does today, but rather like Tony Stark's Jarvis. In short, it will become everyone's ultimate helper. Medicine won't stay where it is either. Even now, more and more advancements are made in this crucial field, and in 5 years, doctors will find solutions to the most important issues we're currently facing. These include a cure for cancer and AIDS, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and many other conditions that have plagued humans for a long time already. Of course, it's not as easy as it sounds, and it won't be cheap at first, but the main thing is that answers will be found, and the rest is a matter of time. Human genome will most probably be cracked, and only ethical issues will remain before genetic modifications of people become available. With those, we'll be able to get rid of pretty scary genetic conditions in children even before they're born. So 2025, the question should have a definite answer. The report I told you about earlier says that by 2025, biodegradable materials based on cellulose will replace plastic packaging for all purposes. No more littering the soil and the oceans. We'll be making a huge step towards a greener planet. And the new material will feel like plastic, by the way, so you won't even notice the difference. Time travel won't be a myth any longer. Scientists have recently discovered that quantum teleportation is possible, while others made an experiment where particles return to their previous state, making it seem like time traveling for them. The researchers stress that quantum experiments can't prove that these things can actually or teleport around the world in 5 years' time, but the concept itself will become more real either way. With genetic modification becoming commonplace, modified crops will be grown indoors. Changes to the plant's DNA will make them more resilient and less prone to failure, while at the same time increasing the yield. The times when GMOs were up for debate will have long since gone, and everyone will be able to literally taste the progress. Robots will take over the most menial jobs on the market, making humans turn their attention to more intellectual tasks and opening new opportunities for avid learners. Everything that can be done by robots will not require human assistance any longer. However, in some spheres, these robotic workers won't be completely autonomous. They will have to be manipulated
When you're building your data objects that took you
by people, either directly or by programming them to do the required stuff. That will open up new jobs, so no need to fear that robots will take away from us and add to the unemployment rate. Speaking of learning, acquiring new skills will be much easier in 5 years than today. With the development of AR and VR, of which I told you earlier on, even the most practical skills will stop needing your actual presence in the room with your teacher. Want to learn how to drive a car? Here's a simulator, right in the comfort of your home. Perhaps such a method of learning won't be too widespread yet, but it will definitely start taking over the minds of people and get more and more popular with every passing year. Machine learning will also make large progress much easier. We'll be able to communicate with anyone we want almost without the language barrier and do our routine stuff quickly and without any discomfort. And it's all thanks to clever machines that teach themselves off their surroundings and the decisions taken, either by humans or around them, or by the machine itself. 5G mobile internet connection will be a common thing in most technologically advanced countries and cities. With 4G, it takes up to an hour to download a movie from the web. 5G takes it to a whole new level, downloading the same movie in just a few seconds. The connection speed of this network is simply astounding, and it allows all kinds of things to be done, from real-time broadcasting of sports events like it was done during the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang in 2018, to long-distance manipulation of robot surgeons by actual doctors. Blockchain will become the preferred method of transferring money and valuable assets between people and organizations. You must have heard about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Those are based on the blockchain technology. In short, it allows you to get rid of the middleman while transferring your money, making the operation secure and direct. For example, when you make a transfer from card to card, your bank plays the role of that middleman. It tracks all your transactions and can block your account if you do something it thinks is suspicious. With blockchain, nobody but you knows of your operations, which makes it pretty awesome. You know your money is always in your hands, until you spend it. And finally, entertainment. Right now, entrepreneurs like Richard Branson and Elon Musk are only getting ready to launch their first space tours, and they'll only be affordable for the wealthiest. But by 2025, the cost of it will slowly start to decrease as the whole process will become more easily performed. I'm not saying we'll all be able to see the stars firsthand. It'll still be very expensive, but it will be a beginning. And who knows, maybe in another decade, we'll be riding rockets into orbit like we fly in airplanes today. How about you? What do you think will happen in 5 years' time? Let me know down in the comments. Hey, if you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. But wait, don't go flying off in your jetpack just yet. We have over 2,000 cool videos for you to check out. Just click on this left or right video and enjoy it. Stay on the bright side of life.
Actually, stop the video.
Monster Math presents Addition.
Yeah. Unmute all participants, actually, please. Yeah, dear participants, actually, I'm so thankful to you all for patiently staying till this program. And the videos actually are self-understanding. And there are 206 people where the participants has come down to 199. My apologies for the people if I could not make it actually interesting for some of them. And anyhow, the idea is to see that that we all need to look at how to actually what quantum of advancements which are happening from technology point of view. We need to adopt actually technology for our understanding and usage as management professionals. Now, world is yours. You're going to play a very, very wide role in the coming times. And so the clip one, actually what we could see in the retail front, you can actually have the mirrors where the different sizes, different actually colors of dresses. Without wearing, you can know what is the status through actually your hand gadgets. And similarly, the advancements which are taking place from each technology point of view, like blockchain technology point of view, how safe your money can be, that's what they have been sharing in the trends actually one which has been shown. And banking, as you have seen, how the banking and trends which are happening. So to summarize this actually entire program, as I discussed with you, the business actually, I reiterate, is actually primarily for our understanding on manufacturing, services, and trading, and further different sectors. And the advancements with technology, businesses are steering aggressively, and you all need to catch up in terms of technology as well as business, which is very, very important for business decisions. With this, I conclude my program. Thank you very much for your valuable time, dear participants. And now I request Dr. Joshi from your side and Dr. Sanjeev, sir, for patiently bearing with me for about 60 to 90 minutes. I'm so grateful to you all. And
thank you so much, sir. We learned a lot from you today. We learned a lot.
Many thanks to you, please. And to be honest with you, this is just a small exposure. Don't subscribe for me, but get into the presentation strongly in detail understanding. That's what I look forward from you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Shoshan.
much, sir.
Thanks a lot, and namaskar to you all, please. Have a wonderful
Really,
day.
really grateful, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Has
Thank
been
you, sir.
informative as
Thank you, sir.
interesting session, sir.
Thanks, Dr. Sanjeev, sir. Thanks to you all.
Thank you, sir.
So nice of you. Thanks
And
a lot.
we look forward to more such interactions from your side, sir.
Sure, I'm at your service anytime, sir.
Thank you, sir.
If Dr. Joshi is there, I'll request him to extend propose a vote of thanks to sir.
Yeah, please.
Sure, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So to conclude, the present situation has already assured a technology-driven new normal. Now it is up to us either to accept it or to create or to perish.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You know, so on behalf of IBS, I extend my sincere gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Mr. Mullik Kishore. Thank you, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule. I know you are very busy. The topic was not only interesting, sir, but was also thought-provoking. And the way it was presented infused the right knowledge and energy, enthusiasm in us. We thank you and look forward to more such sessions, sir. I thank our visionary Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Madhu Vinay, for his continuous guidance and interjections. Without his support and strategic initiatives, this webinar wouldn't have been possible. I thank our webinar coordinator, Dr. Sanjeev Malviya, for his coordination and successful execution. I should not forget to thank the technical team, Mr. Akhilesh and Mr. Himanshu. Thank you. Last but not the least, I extend a heartfelt thanks to all the faculty members and the participants for participating in this webinar. Thank you. Hoping for a better tomorrow. Stay blessed, stay safe.
Yeah, from my side, actually, I sincerely thank each and every participant who has participated for this program. And hopefully you got some insight with regard to business is concerned. And also my sincere thanks to IC5 and IBS and Dr. Madhu Vinay, Dr. Sanjeev and Dr. Joshi, and especially my sincere thanks to Akhilesh and Himanshu for their wonderful support. I'm ever thankful to you all, please. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks to all the participants, please, for joining.
Just for information of the students, kindly join your session, which was scheduled at 11 to 12. This is for MBA Semester 1 students.
The preparatory sessions.
Yeah.
Bye to you all, sir.
Bye-bye, sir. Thank you.
May I close the meeting, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Please.